If you'd like to skip buddy time and go right to the horror game itself, go to the timestamp right here. Hey friends, I'm happy to see you. It's time for another terrifying adventure together. Today we're playing a horror game called Engineering Marvels from Hell, and it's a game about a school that teaches its students how to torture. Of course, this one is very dark and disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. Now, before the game starts, let's get to buddy time. And for today's buddy time, I want to talk about the importance of comfort media, which is something we've talked about before. My 4 years of college, for me, was the darkest period of my life by far. I was extremely anxious almost all the time and struggled to do basic things some days. And because of this, there were many days where I would just kind of resort to immersing myself in the media that made me feel happy and comfortable in the moment. It was familiar, it was nostalgic. I would do things like rewatch my favorite sagas of Dragon Ball Z, or maybe go through the Angry Video Game Nerd's older episodes from when I was younger. And recently, it kind of dawned on me that I think that's why I take my consistency and upload schedule so seriously on this channel. Many of you have told me that this channel is that source of comfort media for you, which, quick sidebar here, is one of the nicest things I've ever heard anybody say about the channel, and it's an honor I do not take for granted, ever. And partially because of that, I want it to always be here when you need it. I don't know, maybe it's kind of silly to say, but to me, at least, it's more than just playing the game together. I truly believe there's a deeper human connection. In the moment, it doesn't feel like you're alone. And I've been there. I know what that's like. I know how important it is to have that comfort media when you need it. But now that I'm on the other side of the screen, I guess, it's taken on a whole new level of importance for me. And I cherish it. I do. Thank you for being here. I love you all, and I hope you're safe. Welcome to Engineering Marvels from Hell. Okay friends, welcome. We have another very disturbing RPG Maker horror game today called Engineering Marvels from Hell. Apparently this is a school that teaches the students about torture devices from history? Interesting. The Iron Maiden. The Judas Cradle. The Breaking Wheel. The Rack. Humans excel at finding new malevolent ways of inflicting pain and suffering upon others. Hundreds of torturing methods have been documented throughout history. But where did they come from? Schools in their respective regions, each of those being branches of one hellish institute, excellently hidden from everyone. So they're saying, like, all of these were developed in secret underground schools that have existed for decades and decades, known in many languages as School of Art and Pain, or SAP, where both sides of the same coin, where both are sides of the same coin. And here we are, I guess one of the students? Well, we're finally here. After all these years. It certainly wasn't easy at all. All those difficult tests we had to take. Ugh. That was nothing compared to what we're gonna go through. We're spending a whole decade here, minimum. Good God, that's a long curriculum. You need to be a doctor and an engineer to be able to work in this field. Oh, okay, well I guess that does make sense. I suppose that explains all the mathematics and biology tests we had. As well as the IQ tests. And those psychological evaluations. It was a lot of work, but I'm excited nonetheless. And optimistic. Like we are destined for great things. Don't get too optimistic, we still have no idea what lies ahead. Always the gloomy one. Imagine being a student, excited to learn about developing new torture implementations and devices. Like, you gotta be really sick in the head. Like, I'm sure they're engineering marvels or whatever, but come on, the usage alone has gotta make you want to pick a new line of work. Why am I not surprised? I'm just a practical person, you know? Too practical sometimes. We're going to be fine, trust me. I believe you. Whoa! What is this? Was that an operating room? Okay, the buzzsaw. 10 years later. Okay, they were showing like a time lapse of everything we've learned. As we all know, this is your last year here. This has been a long ride, an interesting ride, but like all rides, it has to end. A little dramatic, don't you think? Shh. This class is one of the best ones I've taught throughout the years. I have met some really promising minds in here. I have high hopes of you. However, you have one final obstacle. One that is crucial to you passing this school. Your graduation project. What, like our thesis? You are to apply what you've been learning those past 10 years to create your own torture device. One that encapsulates the essence of what this school stands for, of what your presence here stands for. How pain and art are two sides of the same coin. You are to divide yourselves to groups of 4 or 5 people, and you are to do your own research, your own work, your own troubleshooting, everything needed to create a torture device, one that creates the perfect balance between pain and art. Okay. Who is funding this? Right? A decade of schooling involving teachers, students, a whole facility like this is unbelievably expensive. Who is funding this? It's not like these torture devices are being made and sold to a mass market. Some sick individual or group of individuals is funding this mad research. That device will be your canvas. Create one that can be used to its full extent without killing the victim. And at the same time, are we using real victims? At the same time, turns them into an art piece. Take this seriously, I beg you. Incredibly seriously. Because those of you who fail... I don't like the fact that it just gave me a save screen. Will suffer a horrendous fate. Having me save twice? Well, that seemed really important. That's putting it too lightly. This is what we've been getting prepared for all these years. It's what I've been fearing all these years, the graduation project. It's too stressful, and that's without the horrendous fate Mr. Charles warned us about.
Does anybody know what this horrendous fate even is? Maybe just a bad grade, a slap on the wrist?
Nobody knows. The ones who pass are forced to swear an oath to not reveal what happens to those who fail.
Well, ain't that just great? The suspense is killing me.
It won't be just the suspense that kills you if you keep being unconcerned like that.
Oh, please, what do you think they're gonna do? Put us up against a firing squad?
Brian has a point. This sounds dangerous. We're in a school that literally teaches you how to make people suffer for as long as possible in an artistic way. Who knows what they might do? There's also the very important fact that there's only one winning team, and judging by how many there are in class, there's going to be 4 teams. We are a team, of course, right? Absolutely.
Of course.
Sure.
Good to know.
Do you guys think we need a 5th one?
I don't think so. Adding a 5th person might complicate things because we wouldn't be able to communicate well. We've been here for a decade. We should probably have added a 5th person to our group. Oh, that was Dale. I read that in the wrong voice. I never really liked the rest, to be honest. They all seem so snobbish.
You have a point.
So, it's settled then. The 4 of us are a group. It's kind of hard to switch between 4 different voices back to back like that. I'll have to go to the dean's office to register.
Yeah.
We should start looking for an idea as soon as possible. We need one to register anyway. We need it that early? Damn. Alright then, next week we have a meeting in the cafeteria. We need ideas, people. You're right, we need ideas, several ones. And then we can choose the one that offers the best balance between pain and art.
Indeed.
Thank you, Dale, for your contribution to the conversation. Let's have a nice little luncheon and discuss how we're gonna torture people. This is such an interesting premise, especially for an RPG Maker horror game. I'm hooked to this right now, and I'm so happy you're here with me. I think this one's gonna be special. So, a week has passed. What have you got? I'll go first. How about a device that crushes the victim? They get chained to the ground, and the device slowly lowers a hydraulic press on them. I'm sure you know what that is. You must have seen those videos where they use that device to crush 10 cans at the same time or something. A similar hydraulic press, but bigger, capable of crushing a person? So, what do you think?
It's a decent idea, but it feels too simple. Not really a piece of art, you know? It lacks imagination.
That also has been done before, a lot. In different forms, like in India, where they would crush and maim a person using an elephant. Oh. Good God. Not exactly an efficient way to crush the person as a whole, but close enough. It was also done by John Kramer, but it was 2 walls that would close in on the target. Wait. From Saw? Are we sitting here and pretending that John Kramer is an actual person in history in this universe? Just one of the many projects by him. Too fast to be a torture device, though. Yeah, he wasn't really trying to torture people. It's mostly like a game of life or death.
How about if the device crushes the limbs first, limb by limb, to prolong the process? We can make it more methodical than just letting an animal that weighs 4 tons do its thing randomly. We can allow the torturer to choose how fast the press goes, which limb to target first, etc.
But that way, what's the difference between this and a normal hydraulic press?
We can make it shaped like a human. By making its base consist of 5 parts instead of 1 huge part, we can crush what we want at will. The 5 parts would stand for the arms, the legs, and the rest of the body. How about that? That's a lot better. Now it's not just another one of those hydraulic presses, but it could use more work toward the art part of the equation. I suppose so. I'll see if I can improve it. If I can't, I'll think of something else. Sounds like a plan. Would you like to take a shot, Dale?
Sure. Do you know those big supermarkets? Those that are the size of at least 8 grocery stores or something? They always have those big refrigerated aisles for meat, cheese, fish, and stuff like that. When you go to the cheese stand and order, say, a pound of cheddar cheese, what happens?
You get your cheese?
Yes, but before that, what does the guy at the stand do? He picks up a wheel of cheese, or whatever the shape is, and cuts slices of it using a deli slicer.
A what?
A deli slicer, also known as a meat slicer. Hang on.
Gonna pull it up on your phone?
There, I sent a picture to the group.
How was fast? Did you have it ready?
Possibly.
Okay, so you just want to slice people with a deli slicer?
Oh, that.
Yep, that. How about a device that straps the victim on top of a platform that moves to the front with a meat slicer at the end? It starts with their feet slowly slicing them so that's the pain part, and the art part, each slice goes into some sort of really thin glass box, like the sliced bodies in those freaky exhibits in some museums.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying, but I think this goes way more into the art part of it. I do think, Dale, you're onto something here, though. Wait a minute. Why am I trying to think like one of the students? These people are maniacs.
You end up with a similar exhibit, but this time it's done to a living person that writhes in agony for a long time, while instead of a boring, non-moving dead body. How about that?
Okay, that's gnarly as hell, but it sounds familiar. Give me a moment to remember.
When did you come up with that? While buying cheese in the supermarket?
Actually, no. The idea came to me while I was trying to sleep.
Those pre-sleep thoughts are something else.
Araki!
Are you talking about the JoJo? Oh, you're right!
I beg your pardon?
Hirohiko Araki, a Japanese author, right!
The author of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. He did do that. I think that was part 5.
He created a very similar method, but instead of a meat slicer, a person uses a very sharp knife to do the same thing. Slice a person all the way from the bottom and put the slices in glass slides.
That sounds inconceivable to do. I would need someone with a lot of strength to be able to slice through all that flesh and bone. Where was that, in a novel of his?
Not exactly, a manga. A character named Diavolo did it. He's the main antagonist of the 5th part.
See? Big Gaming knows his JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Come on now. I know some of you are wondering out there. I've gotten this question before. Big Gaming, do you know JoJo's? Of course I do. Of course I do. I'm a big fan. Anyways.
Be an antagonist of the 5th part, so he has strength, all right.
Huh, interesting. I never heard of the guy or his manga, though, so the idea is totally mine.
Even if you knew him, it wouldn't be much of a problem. You even fixed the issue of requiring great strength to carry out the process. However, there is another issue. There's not a lot of work that can be done by us. We can get a meat slicer, it shouldn't be a problem, but what else are we gonna do? Get a blank metal sheet to use as the victim's platform, then add some wheels below it? As well as a motor that slowly moves it? This is all too easy, and they won't take kindly to that at all. Harry has a point. The most difficult portion of the device is the meat slicer. There's not much for us to do. I didn't mean to skip that, by the way, sorry.
I agree. This is too risky to do.
At 2, Sophie?
Okay.
Hey, I don't want to face that horrendous fate Mr. Charles warned us about, whatever the hell that is.
Okay, you guys have a point. I'll try to think of something else. Wanna go, Harry?
Curious what Harry has cooking up here. He's been quiet for most of it. Well, I didn't think of any ideas. What? And neither did Sophie.
Why not?
Because we were doing a different kind of research.
What do you mean? We were looking for people to help us, asking around, checking the previous classes on the database, that sort of thing. And we found one who agreed to let us pay him a visit. You guys ever heard of a game developer called David Szymanski? From Iron Lung? And the Pony Factory? You didn't. Isn't he the one who made Iron Lung? Okay. This is like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Everyone is here. We got John Kramer and David Szymanski. Yes. Of course we played Squirrel Stapler too. Love that game. And Squirrel Stapler? Yes. And Fingerbones? Never played that one. Well, yes. And Dusk? Yes, damn it, yes! How did you manage to do that? Did you tell them we're game developers as well, or what? No need to lie, you went to this very school. This is really cool, honestly. I love this.
Wait, what?
He graduated from the branch in the US years ago. He then used what he learned to make horror games as a hobby before making a drastic career shift and becoming a full-time game developer. His graduation project, he put it in one of his games, the one called The Music Machine. Wait, really? I played that game. I know what machine you're talking about. It's a work of genius. I never knew any of that. Are we gonna meet him? Yes, we are. Thankfully, he came here to London and he's staying for a while. He agreed to let us visit. He has a room there where he works and he keeps a replica of his graduation project there so we can see it for ourselves. Oh my god, Harry, I don't know how to thank you. This is so awesome. You're welcome. We're supposed to go meet him next Saturday, so 3 days from now.
Sounds like a plan.
It's settled then. Meeting adjourned. This adventure has been a blur so far, friends, but this was such a unique idea for a game, and I don't know. The more we dive into it and learn about the characters and the just absurdness of this world, the more interested I get in seeing how it's going to end. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god. All right. Here he is, David Szymanski, everybody. This is where the magic takes place. My humble working area. Whoa, this is beyond cool. You're 28, Brian, calm down. Oh, shut up, man, let me have my fun. This is my setup. 3 monitors, an RTX 4070, liquid cooling, the whole shtick. Retro graphics may be retro graphics, but they still need a lot of rendering. And of course, it allows me to run anything, even Crysis. I mainly choose indie games, though. It's an amazing community that produces masterpiece after masterpiece. Could not agree more. Although I got David beat, I got a 4090 in my rig, all to play horror games that look like this. Like Iron Lung, there's even an upcoming movie adaptation of it. I'm glad you see it as a masterpiece. I'm really proud of this game. And yeah, there is an upcoming movie. Well, as of right now, that movie is out. It's practically finished, but there are issues with getting it into theaters. Shouldn't take long to solve, hopefully. I can't wait to watch it. That's what I'm talking about. This wardrobe over here is where I keep clothes that I don't use frequently. That way, I have more space in the wardrobe in my room. I didn't like leaving that spot empty. These are a few posters of my games. I'm sure you recognize at least some of them. I recognize them all. Squirrel Stapler is one of my all-time favorites. I'm glad you like it. On the right is the water cooler. Help yourselves to it. The cupboard below the posters is where I keep stuff that I might need while working. Papers, external drives, etc. On the left is a replica of the music machine. Feel free to explore this room if you want. Just let me know when you want to talk about your graduation project. Understood. Thanks a lot. Okay, a trash can. An empty one, just like the void that is my soul. I think that is a Manly Badass Hero reference, if I do say so myself. Szymanski's PC, impressive setup. It's got 3 monitors. Damn, looks a lot more freaky in real life than it looks in the game. I'm impressed. So, I'm not sure, is this like from an actual game of his? Because I'm not familiar with the game that the music machine came from. So we're gonna have to take a look and see what's up with that. Poster of Gloomwood. I like its stealth, but that doesn't mean I'm very good at it. I need more checkpoints. Poster of Dusk. I haven't finished the game yet, so I'm really thankful for the fact that I can save anywhere. The comic that comes with it is pretty good too. Let me get some water here. Oh, never mind, I can't. I'm literally blocked. Have you ever played that game, Squirrel Stapler? Or Stabler, it says. No, I'm not much of a video games person, you know, but I've heard of it before. I also love the Pony Factory. It was extremely intensive. Being able to hold either your weapon or your flashlight, that made the game way scarier. A la Doom 3. I had to rely on the bullet's instantaneous flashes to see the enemies during situations where there's not enough time to bring out the flashlight. Absolute gem, that's the least that can be said. Thanks a lot, Brian. I'm glad you liked it. Very cool. Okay. Sophie, what do you think? What do you think of the machine, Sophie? I'm impressed. It's an incredibly imaginative idea. Told ya. Okay, so how do we... Why would I leave now? Okay, now we'll just talk to David here about the project. All right then. So, you've arrived at this stage, the final obstacle before graduation. Let me tell you something. You absolutely do not want to underestimate this obstacle. I'm sure you've been told about the horrendous fate, as the teachers like to call it. I am under an oath, so I can't say what it is, but describing it as horrendous? That's putting it lightly. Oh God. So my first piece of advice, work regularly on it. Don't just cram it into the last 3 months or so. It won't work. And you absolutely want it to work. Got it? Yes, sir. Good. Have you thought of any ideas? Well, Dale and Brian thought of ideas which we had discussed a few days ago. You guys want to talk about them? Sure. I thought of something that works like a hydraulic press to crush someone, but instead of the normal circular base, it consists of 5 parts that can be removed at will, each part shaped like either an arm, a leg, or the rest of the body. Why not 6 parts in order to separate the torso and the head? Because crushing either the torso or the head is fatal, so it'd be better to just combine them. Good thinking. It has potential for a normal project, it can certainly work as a good one. But for the graduation project, you need to bring your A game for this. And Brian, that is not your A game. I know you can think of a better idea. You really think so? I know so. Thanks a lot. I'll do my best to come up with a better idea. That's what I want to hear. And you, Dale, what was your idea?
Well, Mr. David, do you know what a meat slicer is? A deli slicer?
I know what that is, yes.
Oh, good. That simplifies things. You don't know how much I've had to explain so that those 3 idiots know it. Oh, shut up. You could have just shown us the picture. Nah, too simple. I wanted you to feel the idea.
If you say so.
Anyway, my idea was to create a platform the size of a person. That platform has wheels and a motor that slowly pushes it with the victim strapped on top to a larger meat slicer. This meat slicer cuts the victim's 2 slices, feet first, and then moves each slice into a glass encasing. Do you know those freaky exhibits where they have skinless corpses in weird positions, as well as slices of dead people?
I know what those are, yes.
Okay, good. So the end result is your very own gory exhibit, made using a live person in hellish pain instead of a boring corpse. So, what do you think?
I really like the idea. It's pretty. Bizarre.
Heh.
But what are the steps of building that? Buying a meat slicer as well as a big sheet of metal and some wheels? Along with a motor, and then just putting them all together? As for the glass encasement mechanism, it shouldn't be that hard either. Just create an opening for the slice to fall through, and below the encasement add a weight sensor. When that sensor triggers, it prompts another motor to push that encasement. Maybe even push it using another encasement so that the next one is ready. This can be an excellent project, but it's not complicated enough to be a graduation project. You can do better for it. You're smart. You're all smart and creative. I want you to get the best idea you can possibly think of. You guys think the music machine was the first idea that we thought of? It was the 9th. We had 8 failed ideas before it. One of them was a flamethrower that starts from the feet and moves very slowly up till it reaches the head, having cooked everything below it to a crisp. It sounds like a good idea, but it's not complicated enough. There's also not that much art involved with simply barbecuing a person like that. How did I come up with the music machine? I came up with it while I was developing the game. I've always loved video games, and I've always wanted to make my own. So thinking of ideas like that, it's no longer an assignment, it's no longer some sort of homework. It's a passion, it's something fun, it's something that is needed to achieve a heartfelt goal. Honestly, I don't think I would have ever came up with the idea if it wasn't for a game first and foremost. So, that's my second piece of advice. Don't think of the idea like it's a burden. Think of it as something required to reach a goal, one that you yearn for, one that you really, really want to reach.
Understood, Mr. David. That's a very insightful way of thinking.
Thank you. Have you met anybody else? Not yet, it's only been about a week after all. Well, in that case, my third and final piece of advice is this. Find more people to ask. Find more people who might be able to help you. You might be just a push away from a groundbreaking idea. Other, more experienced people can offer new insights, new ways of thinking. Trust me, I can't recommend this enough. Even the teachers might be useful, though they are more of the academic type. And you're not trying to pass a test, you're trying to build something. Do you understand?
Yes, Mr. Szymanski, we'll do what you told us.
Good job. Any other questions? Yeah, one final question. Where are the music machine's spikes? Well, to attach them means I have to drill lots of holes in the ceiling, and this is a rental, so that was not allowed. Yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen to my property either. That'll be all. Thank you so much, Mr. Szymanski. We really appreciate it. Glad to help. Okay, we met David Szymanski. We have seen everything in these RPG Maker horror games, friends. They continue to surprise us. That went pretty well. That's an understatement. It went extremely well. I don't know how you managed to do it, but I really appreciate this. Expect the unexpected, Brian. Expect the unexpected.
He really provided some useful pieces of advice, though. We should keep what he said in mind.
Agreed. That's why we came here after all.
Especially the first piece of advice. Yes, this is basically another assignment, but we shouldn't look at it that way. Otherwise, we would do this just like any other assignment, as fast as possible with the bare minimum quality required. This will basically ensure our demise.
Did you see how strong he warned us against that horrendous fate? I suggest we take this warning seriously. He doesn't seem like the type that exaggerates or acts hysterical. He knows what he's talking about.
Dale's right. We need to work on that project fast. Starting with getting an idea. Like Szymanski said, we need to bring our A game for us to succeed. Indeed. 2 weeks from now in the cafeteria? 2 weeks? Yeah, so you get a chance to think thoroughly about ideas. Sophie and I will keep looking for people. Alright then, sounds good.
I suppose so.
Luckily it gives us plenty of save points, though I don't even know if this game has a fail state. It's more of a visual novel, really, than an RPG Maker horror game, but I still like it all the same. Alright then, it's been 2 weeks. I hope you've been able to find ideas.
Not just that, we've even provided artwork.
Shh. Oh really? Nice job. Brian, would you like to go first? Yeah, sure. Let's say there's a guy called Hank, and something happens to him that makes him sad. So sad. So sad that people say he's curled up into a ball out of sadness. You guys know this expression, right?
Yes, we do. Go on.
Well, that expression came to mind while I was playing a horror game, and I thought, what would happen if that expression was taken literally? And so, lo and behold, If you would look at your phones, please.
Oh,
The ball. I don't know. What do you guys think? I was expecting to kind of be blown away by that, and I don't know, Brian. Maybe time to go back to the drawing board on that one.
Ouch. You suck at drawing feet, though.
I suck at drawing feet.
the quality of the feat is indeed questionable, but apart from that, I really like the idea. It really takes curling up into a ball out of sadness to an entirely different level.
I like it too, but there's a little problem.
What is it?
What if the victim's spinal cord gets torn? That way he won't feel anything below the torn area, and he might even end up dying. The way he's getting curled into a ball makes this highly possible, and we can't have that, can we? No, we can't. This can be fixed, though, by just adjusting how much his back is getting curled back. The biggest problem for him would be his limbs, after all, which would turn to gory spaghetti after getting curled like that. However, it's not strong enough when it comes to art. The art aspect is really good, saying that it brings an expression to life is a great example of an artful project, but we can think of something better. We shouldn't just settle on this one. Szymanski's team had 8 failed ideas before thinking of the music machine, after all. We'll keep your idea in mind, though, and in the end, we'll see, in the end, which idea wins. All right? Sounds good to me. Okay, then. Want to go ahead, Dale?
Sure, yeah. Has any one of you ever baked?
That's the definition of a random question, but yeah, I've made pizza before.
Me too. Mine is way better.
Oh please, your pizza's almost always not cooked well enough.
At least I don't put ketchup instead of the pizza sauce.
It was one time, there wasn't any pizza sauce anywhere.
You could have added barbecue sauce or ranch. Those work well in chicken pizzas.
Guys, what the hell? I still haven't pitched my idea, and now I feel hungry.
Oops. We should go eat something after this meeting.
Sure. Anyway, Brian, have you ever baked before?
I've made donuts before, so yeah. Why are you asking, though?
Because I wanted to make sure you know what a dough roller...
Okay, we know what a dough roller is. Bro, hello? Everybody knows what a dough roller is. Even if I had never entered a kitchen ever, I would still know it.
We didn't need that introduction, you know.
Okay, that's a good point, but I wanted to make sure. Anyway, when I was making some bread, I noticed that the dough was sticking to the roller.
Then there wasn't enough flour on the table.
Well, yes, but that's besides the point. After noticing this, I wondered, what if it was a person there under the roller, or instead getting rolled like that dough by another mechanism? And after some thinking, I came up with this, the roller. Phones, please.
You guys weren't kidding when you said there would be artwork. Guys, this ain't it. It ain't it. I'm sorry. It's not gonna win this graduation project. I think I know a chiropractor who would have fainted after seeing this. The name is not really good, though. So instead, how about the Sushinator?
Okay, this is actually way better than the roller. Sushinator it is, then.
Is it me, or does the art style resemble that of Brian? Were you guys sitting together when you drew those?
The thing is
that I did the drawing. Yep, I drew both of those.
The drawing was complicated, okay? The most important thing is the morally questionable idea.
I suppose that explains the abnormal feat. My art has limits, you know.
Anyway, what do you guys think of it, the Sushinator?
It's gnarly, it's cool, I really like this one as well. But in terms of art, I just don't know. I mean, there's certainly some art in it, like the spirals made by Junji Ito.
Who? Dale, you don't know anybody. How are you in a horrific torture academy for a decade and you don't know any of these, like, horror artists in real life? Hello?
A horror manga artist, well, more like the horror manga artist. Be sure to check him out, you're missing a lot. Going back to the topic at hand, it's good, but not artistic enough.
I think so too, yeah. The pain part overwhelms the art part. We need more of a balance.
Exactly, the balance. Something overly grotesque might not leave much room for the artistic aspect of the project. I see. Those are some really good points. I can make it more grotesque, though. What if I rolled from both sides? Having the arms extended above the head will allow us to sushi them as well. The victim will end up looking like a scroll instead of a sushi. Ow, ow, ow. I can imagine this, and damn, that's an insane amount of pain. Great job. Though again, that overwhelms the artistic aspect even more. Heh, that's the point. I gotta build this scroll thing one day. Count us in. Anyway, now that the ideas are out of the way, we can discuss our next visit. I'm afraid that's the last person we were able to find, though, so we'll need to come up with more creative ways of searching for people. There's this guy called Marcus who was a part of the team that passed 5 years ago. He agreed to let us visit in 2 days. So we have a break that lasts 2 days? Neat. I guess there's no harm in that. Well, in that case, pizza time. Don't do that again. Or, sorry, that was Sophie. Don't do that again. Pizza time. So, it's a lot of planning and discussion so far. I imagine what I'm thinking the game is leading to is like a big ending sequence where everyone shows off their torture devices, maybe? About time. So this is Marcus. Okay. What took you so long? It was a bit crowded, I'm afraid. Well, that's no good, is it? You do realize that it's around 5 p.m., right? Tends to get crowded at that time, because that's when people get off work. You're right, we did miss that. Sorry for being late. It's okay, just make sure not to let it happen again. You are graduating soon, you don't want to get fired just for being late too many times. Good point. Anyway, this is my room, hence the bed and the desk. My roommates, 2 guys from the college days, have their rooms too. No need to go there, of course. There's a kitchen, obviously. That explains the burnt food smell. That means that Jackson, one of my roommates, is cooking lunch. I'm a superb cook, unlike that idiot. Anyway, the bathroom's out there. Feel free to go if you need. You can rest for a bit before we start. I have a surprise for you, though, so don't rest too long. Sounds good. Okay, first question. You have a Manhunt poster and a Bully poster. Both these are Rockstar games. Poster of Manhunt 2? Finally, someone who recognizes it for the gem it is. I've only beaten 3 games more than once, and this is one of them. A poster for Bully. I should give it a try one day. I hear it's really good. Why are you staring at the wall like that? Is it that mesmerizing? No, you doofus. It's just that it has a bit of a weird texture. I don't know, maybe? Does it? Also, why does your bed look like a prison bed? Marcus's bed. It's messy as hell, but I don't think telling that to Marcus is a good idea. What is it, too lazy to stay standing? Give me one reason to stay standing. There's nothing to do in this tiny room. Agreed. I mean, it is kind of small now that you mention it. I know, right? What do you got on your laptop? Marcus's chair looks a bit uncomfortable. And another trash can. Empty one, just like the void that is my soul. Why exactly am I saying this again? Talk to Marcus. Done resting? Ready for the next step? Good then. But before we begin, I want to show you something. I didn't even check this drawer. There it is. Is this like a vice torture device? Have you ever heard of a Chinese burn? That move where you hold someone's arm using 2 hands and twist the muscles in opposite directions. Oh yeah, I know that move. I didn't know it had a name. So that's the idea of your machine? It is. We call it the Twister. Whoa. Crazy unique concept for a name. Maybe we could have workshopped that one a bit more. What does it do? It does 8 consecutive Chinese burns that are so strong they tear off the muscles and bones. 2 for each arm and 2 for each leg. Damn, that's brutal. It is. You would have loved seeing it in action. You're out of luck, I'm afraid. Bummer. Hold on, let me just do something on my laptop real quick. Oh, sure. Again, are they testing this on real people? And... bingo. What? Ta-da! You didn't. I did. Oh my god. Is that the Twister? That it is. I knew something was off with that wall. You were not wrong. I'm smart enough to hide my unconventional belongings, and look, it's equipped with a mannequin. Oh, okay. Wait, the mannequin's breathing. Is that mannequin breathing?
Consider it a fresh mannequin. Wait, this is... I can already predict what you're gonna say. How did you... Connections, Harry. Connections. Okay, that's a real, live human being in that chair right now.
Is he asleep?
He is. I might have drugged him. The walls are soundproof, but I did this just in case. I wanted to keep this as a surprise for you. That's a good idea, and what a surprise. Never would I have imagined the surprise to be this. This is so awesome. Okay, these students are sick in the head. If it wasn't clear already, they're sick in the head. I'm impressed.
This is an excellent surprise. Thank you.
You're welcome, everyone. By the way, the device is able to do those premium Chinese burns simultaneously. We don't have to wait for it to finish the 8 moves consecutively. So, how about we wake our guest up?
This is terrific and beautiful.
Indeed. I'm speechless. As you can see, the limbs have been pulverized. This normally takes half an hour, but for the sake of convenience, I made it finish immediately, so you don't be late. Now that you've seen it, we should go on. A moment, please. Are you just gonna leave him there? What happens to him? All good. Don't worry about him, he's gonna bleed out eventually. Now, let's sit down and talk, shall we? Alright then, this is the part where you tell me about your failed ideas and I criticize them. Well, I wouldn't really call them failed, they're still considered as potential ideas. If you have ideas with potential, then why are you here? To get help so you can think of better ideas, duh. Harsh, but fair. That's what I mean. Brian, Dale, want to talk about your latest ideas? Sure. I'll start. Go ahead. Sure, the idea I had was a device where the victim gets attached to it from the back, like an endoskeleton, one that's shaped like a person but is worn from the back. It then curls backwards into a ball forcefully. You can probably guess how that goes for the person attached to it. It's pretty good. I really like the idea, but what about the victim's legs? What do you mean? Try curling your arm the way your device would to a person. Hurts, right? Because your arm's not supposed to go that way. It's not supposed to bend to the back. Forcefully bending it that way will break your elbow, might even dislodge your shoulder. Your elbows bend to the front, not the back. You know what bends to the back, though? Your knees. What does your device do to the legs? It bends them backwards forcefully. Well, good job. You're bending something in the direction it's supposed to bend in. Now what? You're gonna pinch his legs, you're gonna tickle his feet. The lower half will be almost completely fine if the legs just get bent like that. His thigh might get a cramp, but that's about it. No real damage will be done. You've completely disregarded the lower half of the body. Do you get it? Yeah, I do. How did we miss that? You can bend the legs the other way around to the front, but that way it's no longer a ball. It's more of a, well, I don't know, a shell is the closest thing I can think of. So, no, nuh-uh, don't even consider this idea. You can't just ignore 50% of the victim like that. It will demolish you in the eyes of the judges. And that's ignoring the art aspect as well, which will be meaningless now that the victim is some sort of abstract shape instead. Alright, trust me, you completely need to disregard this idea. You're right, thanks a lot for noticing this. Not a problem. Dale, wanna go ahead? Sure thing. Imagine a yoga mat. Yoga mat, really? Easier to explain it that way. You're right, actually. Go on. Imagine it being rolled. Pfft. Dude, you suck at providing visualization. Shut up. Now, imagine a similar mat, but metal, with lots of bendable sections. What would happen if it was forcefully bent with a person strapped on top of it? I think I see where this is going. See, it worked. That's not a flex, you explaining it like you're talking to a toddler. Is something wrong? No, nothing. Anyway, what if it started rolling slowly from the direction of the feet, crushing everything in its path, slowly turning the person into a crude imitation of sushi? That was my idea. What do you think, Mr. Marcus? It's really brutal. I feel sorry to whoever is going to go through that. However, you have the same issue as Brian. What about the arms? By the time the rolling platform reaches them, the legs would be skewered. How much blood would the victim have lost already? Oh. Yes. Oh. Ton of blood, most likely a fatal amount. Even if you make the device roll faster in order to get the rest of him before he dies, you still won't get most of his arms. Your device would have crushed his organs. He's almost instantly dead. That's a huge miss. Like Brian, your idea has missed a decent portion of the body that can be used non-fatally. We did think of that, but we forgot about the blood loss. I noticed that. What are you gonna do? Make the platform scalding hot in order to somehow cauterize his wounds? Not gonna work as well as you think it would. Plus, you'd make the room a lot hotter. Therefore, making the judges uncomfortable. Therefore, making them regard you negatively. Therefore, making them give you bad ratings. So, all in all, no. Disregard this idea too. Okay? Yeah, you're right. I also had the idea of doing the rolling up from both sides with the victim's arm being extended above their head. We would have called it the scroll, too. However, now that you've mentioned the blood loss issue, this really wouldn't work either. I'm afraid not. So, any more ideas? No, Mr. Marcus. Okay, then. Your ideas are good, they're creative, but you don't think of all of the aspects involved in them, nor do you think of all the scenarios and how they could go wrong, starting with the aspects you have too. Pain, and art. You want to balance those. You don't want to lean too far to one side. Your rolling device, Dale, it leans more on the pain side, a lot more. There is barely any art in it. There's not even an art idea behind it, not a message or anything. Art can be figurative as well, but even that figurative art is not present. It's not present in your idea either, Brian. Okay, you turn a person into a ball like Samus from Metroid. And? Where's the art in that? Do you know how they rate projects? We've never been told that, no. Well, I'm not really supposed to tell you, but I feel like being a little helpful today. They have separate ratings, one for pain and one for art. They rate each of those out of 5, and then they add the results. The Twister, for example, it gained 4 points for pain and 3 points for art. They didn't really appreciate the figurative art we gave it, how it symbolizes the art of bullying and whatnot. Well, yeah, doesn't every torture device kinda do that? Thankfully, the other groups received even lower ratings, otherwise we would have been screwed. As you probably guessed, I used to be a bully growing up. Even in college, I was part of a group of jacked morons who loved to torment their classmates. So for the project we were trying to think for ideas, we had just a few crappy ones. Until one time, when we were doing the normal tormenting of a bunch of short, nerdy classmates, one of us gave one of those guys a Chinese burn. That was when the idea hit me. I almost screamed, "Eureka!" like an idiot. That was how we had the idea of the Twister. And even though it received a mediocre art rating, I'm still very proud of it. And that's what you want to do. You want to create a project that makes you proud. I'm not surprised a bully ends up finding and going into studying the art of torture and building torture machines. When searching for ideas, don't just sit down on your desks and do some deep thinking. Search for ideas while doing everyday things, or even better, while doing things you enjoy. Doing things you enjoy will help you relate more to the idea, and will help you think of more obscure scenarios for it. That brings us to the scenarios. You want to think of everything that might happen while your device is on. What if the victim dies too early? What if they go into shock? What if they get accidentally paralyzed? Oh right, Brian, your ball idea might very well paralyze someone with how hard it would curl the back of the victim. You don't want that to happen. You want to make them feel everything. You're right, we did notice that while discussing it a few days ago. That's good, you need to think of all the scenarios, that was just one of them. You can ask teachers or your parents to help you with that, they might notice something that you missed. You don't want to miss anything. Got it? Yes, Mr. Marcus. Good. Balance both aspects, think of all the scenarios, and look for ideas while going on with your days. Those are my suggestions. Alright, do you get it? Yes, Mr. Marcus, we'll make sure to keep those in mind. That'll be all, sir. Thank you so much for your help. And that Twister demonstration, I'm still baffled by how incredible it was. It was my pleasure. I wish you good luck. Anytime you need help, call me. We will keep that in mind. Thanks a lot. Glad to help. The demonstration was disturbing as hell. Like, come on now. You had a a mannequin? Yeah, okay. I guess that's what they have to call them. So, what do you guys think? What do we think? We've just seen someone receive 8 of the most lethal Chinese burns since the beginning of history, simultaneously. I've never been so amazed.
Did you see how much blood was there? How his arms and legs almost exploded?
That's some really good soundproofing that Marcus has. I wasn't able to hear his deafening screams as soon as the wall came down. Do you think he's still alive?
I don't know, but if he was then, he must still be screaming.
Certainly. He also offered some really good advice. I can't believe I missed the legs being almost unharmed by the ball. Stupid me. I should be more careful.
Don't beat yourself up over it. We all still need to look for ideas because we've all missed important issues as well. I missed the arms with the Sushinator, you know.
We should make it just for this name.
Agree, but as a normal project later on.
I like the idea.
I'm in. Anyway, this was a really useful experience, but I'm afraid I got nobody left. Marcus was the only one willing to help us. Everybody else I'd messaged either ignored me or politely declined for personal reasons. Let's meet in the cafeteria next week. You look for ideas like before. Sophie and I will search one last time. After that, we'll focus on project ideas as well. Got it?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Told you it's a good idea to put the mozzarella cheese later.
I had my doubts, but this actually made it softer. And it was still molten exquisitely.
Who is this? Well, if it isn't Harry and his cronies. Is this like a rival team from the class? Fancy seeing you here. I wouldn't say the same to you. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be attending your 9th play of the day? I don't know. Shouldn't you be working on your graduation project? Who said we weren't working? Oh, nothing. The fact that you're still stuck in the ideas phase, the fact that you haven't registered your project yet, or the fact that your workshop room is empty. It has only been 3 weeks. You're overreacting. Unlike you, we didn't just pick the first non-mediocre idea we had. A lot of thinking and planning comes first. Yeah, sure. Keep thinking and planning until only a month remains, then scramble and build a worthless and buggy device only to end up failing. Seems like you still have lots to do. Couldn't be us, though. We already had the idea. A superb one as well. We've already registered. And we're almost done with buying the components needed for it. But sure, by all means, stay slow. I would tell you to take your time, but it seems that it's exactly what you're doing. And it won't end well for you, for any of you.
Sounds like someone's in too much of a hurry. And what's that superb idea, forcing someone to watch your hideous performance in The Tempest?
Or your even more hideous performance in King Lear?
Is that all you got? Mocking my performance 7 years ago when I had only just started joining the theater club. Now I'm its leader, its main man. On the contrary, what are you? Not theater fanatics, that's for sure. Keep mocking, keep that smug-looking face. Let's see if you can keep it when the judges fail your project and you meet your horrendous fate.
We'll be watching, and this time it'll be us mocking you.
We'll see about that, Shakespeare wannabe. Let's go, everyone. We have more important things to attend to. Agreed. Gotta have a sniveling enemy archetype character. I wonder what that idea of theirs is. Do you guys think it's good?
It's possible. They may be a bunch of morons, but they're not stupid.
Indeed. We shouldn't forget that William is one of the top students of the class and how skilled his group is. I mean, have you seen that Eve, for example? Or what Eve, for example, built last year in the workshop?
That pendulum she made? I remember it. Impressive piece of machinery.
Exactly. Anyway, did you guys get any ideas?
Oh yeah, I have a really good one. Want me to talk about it?
Sure.
Alright then. I didn't have time to draw a concept, but I can do that if you want, or rather, Brian will.
Nah, it's your turn to draw.
We'll see about that. Anyway, it's a fairly straightforward idea, so you don't probably even need a drawing. Do you remember what an Iron Maiden is?
The wardrobe with spikes inside?
Correct. It's a cool idea, but it could be better. For example, what if we eliminated the wiggle room available inside? What if we constrained the victim, forcing them to endure each and every spike? What if we made it non-lethal? What if we made it wearable?
Go on.
What if we turned it into a suit, a metal suit, but with spikes inside?
But then how will the victim wear the suit? Wouldn't the spikes get in the way?
Well, here's the thing, they won't. The suit won't just be layered with spikes on the inside, the spikes will be on the plates. For example, a plate for the chest, a plate for the upper back, a plate for the forearm, and so on. Those plates will be retractable via springs. That's how they will be held back.
Are we spring locked in? The bite of 87 or the bite of 83 potentially?
Those springs lock the plates in place, giving us the option to release them at will. Maybe we can even release them one by one to maximize the pain, instead of just releasing them all at once and risking the victim falling into shock. We will, of course, have to avoid vital organs and the spine. We don't want things to end too early. As for its name, the Thorn sounds good.
This is a great idea. Again, I'm not endorsing any of this. I don't think this is a good practice. But, just speaking strictly from a how good are they going to do on the project standpoint, this is the best idea they've had so far, in my opinion.
So, what do you think?
Dale, do you read comics?
Not really. Why?
Because that sounds a lot like a certain character from there. Ever heard of a character named Penance?
I haven't. I don't think so, no.
Wait, I'll show him to you. There.
I don't know who this is.
Cool costume. I really like it as... Oh, sorry, Brian.
I really like it as well.
That's not all. This suit has spikes on the inside as well. That guy was originally called Speedball, a pretty fun and cheerful superhero with the power to absorb energy and turn it into a kinetic field which he can use for offense or defense. However, during a fight, one of the villains called Nitro blew himself up with his powers, killing 612 civilians, including 60 children, as well as Speedball's team. He himself didn't die though. He was found 500 miles away. His powers had absorbed the explosion and protected him. This incident gave him major PTSD and survivor's guilt, so he went to get a new suit. That spiky suit you saw, it has 612 spikes on the inside, each one representing a victim of the explosion. 60 of those spikes are longer, representing the children who lost their lives. These spikes would cause him constant pain while also amplifying his powers.
Damn. That's really cool and tragic, sounds like my cup of tea. However, my idea can be used lethally. The spikes in it are meant to penetrate and cause harm, maybe even kill. It has those retractable plates as well, and let's not forget that we can use it non-lethally, as it won't have spikes near vital organs, and no paralyzing will happen as it won't touch the spine.
About that, what about major arteries?
I suppose those can be avoided as well.
How? Those arteries are not huge chunks like organs. How would you avoid those? And let's not forget that people are not the same size. What if someone's arm is thinner, making the position of the arteries there different? Even if it's positioned slightly different, one simple mistake can make the patient bleed out in minutes.
That's a problem.
That it is. However, it's no biggie. We can work around this somehow. Let's just add it to our empty list of potential ideas and think about the details later.
Sounds good to me.
The name is excellent, by the way. Anyway, Brian, any ideas?
Nope.
Nope? What do you mean, nope?
It means that, nope, I haven't found an idea, because I was doing research of my own. And get this, my mother has a friend, and that friend arranged for us to visit an old friend of hers. Does the name Tussaud ring a bell?
Tussaud?
No one?
No one. Uncultured swine. Madame Tussaud, the Wax Museum, yes! The Wax Museum, doesn't that ring any bells?
Oh, I recognize that. The museum with eerie wax statues that look almost exactly the same as the person the statue represents. What about her?
Well, if you don't know, Madame Tussaud is French. Was. She lived during the French Revolution, and she was going to be executed along with other aristocrats. However, they let her live, but forced her to make wax death masks of the executed, many of whom were her friends.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. Anyway, she later moved away from France and settled in England. And eventually, she had that museum of hers. She also got married and had children, and those children had children of their own. One of them being the one we're visiting, Madame Elizabeth Tussaud, a sculptor in a line of sculptors who used her skills in this very school. Interesting. Huh. Oh, wow. How the hell did you manage to do that? Expect the unexpected, Harry. Expect the unexpected. Consider it my thanks for a trip to David Szymanski. Well, I definitely appreciate it. When are we meeting her? Next Tuesday, so...
Today's Friday.
Thank you, Sophie. So, in 4 days.
How exciting to meet such an important figure.
I am excited as well. Always full of surprises, Brian. You bet. Looks like we're gonna meet one more twisted person after all. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to my workshop.
Whoa. This place looks incredible.
What are those statues, if I may know? Those are models of my graduation project. Different colors, different designs, etc. What's the name of the project? Of my project? The cast. Those suits of iron? They are worn by the victims, and then you can shape them into whatever pose you want, even if you cause a few broken bones or dislocated joints. After that, molten lead is poured into the little holes. Oh.
Good God.
Available to use all around the suit. There are several ones so that every part of the body is covered, even if an arm is raised or something like that. And there you have it, a human statue made using a cast shape like a person.
That is a genius idea, Miss Elizabeth. I'm impressed.
Thank you, dear. I'm glad you liked it.
I really like it too. It's close to my idea, but we can talk about that later.
Sounds good to me. The table over there is where I keep the tools I need. Next to it are some iron ingots. As you can see from the crude forge behind me, I melt my own iron and make my own casts using a cast.
Cast.
Exactly. Barry?
It's Harry, ma'am.
Right. The cast behind me is the first prototype. It's dear to me, so that's why it's by itself. The table and the chairs, they're not here normally, of course. I had the servants bring them here so we can sit and talk. Good idea. Thank you.
Sophie.
Thank you, Sophie. That's a sweet name, by the way. Aw, thank you. You can take a look at the place if you want. Just let me know when you're done.
Sounds good. And yes, I am going to want to take a look. These things are creepy. Oh man, those look really well made. I would love to try one on, but without the molten lead, please. You got no problem torturing other people and putting them in your devices, but God forbid you go on one yourself. A table with some tools, simple as that. That's a decent amount of iron. Carrying those must be a pain. That's a piece of history you're looking at. That's the simplest way to describe it. What do you think?
I think it's an excellent idea, much more extreme than making lifelike wax statues.
Consider it an upgrade.
Definitely.
God, those are heavy.
Do you think she has a servant whose only job is lifting those?
Most likely.
Do you want to talk about your project? Of course, dear. But first, let me show you something.
So that's how it's made.
Not exactly. A decent amount of modeling and sculpting is still needed, but that can be done later, even if I have to remelt it. Nothing to worry about. Now, let's have a seat. All right then, what seems to be the problem?
We're still stuck in the brainstorming for ideas phase, I'm afraid. It's been almost a month and we still haven't found one that could work. There's always some sort of issue here or there that risks to ruin the whole project.
I see. You, the tall one. Bale?
Whose name is Bale? Dale, ma'am?
Yes, Dale. What was that idea of yours that you wanted to talk about?
Oh, right. It's called the Thorn.
I like the name.
Thank you. So basically it's a metal suit just like the cast, but instead of being, well, a human cast, it's more like a wearable Iron Maiden. I'm sure you know what an Iron Maiden is, right?
Dale? Yes. The answer is yes. She knows what an Iron Maiden is, Dale.
I do, yes. It's that wardrobe with spikes lined on the inside.
Indeed it is. My idea is a bit similar, a wearable suit that is lined on the inside with spikes. However, since that would make wearing it in the first place pretty difficult, I had a modification in mind. Instead of just lining the insides with spikes, there will be metal plates. These plates are lined with spikes and are held back to the suit via springs. A mechanism keeps them locked, which can be triggered to loosen them. This pushes the plates with the spikes on them toward the victim forcefully. impaling them on many, many spikes aligned on the plates. They can even be loosened consecutively instead of loosening them all at once to make the process last longer. So, what do you think, ma'am?
I had the same idea before.
Oh.
Excuse me? I had the same idea before, back when we had our own graduation project to make. Even the spiked plates, they were also held back using springs, as releasing those would provide the impaling effect needed. We named it the Swiss cheese. That's hilarious. Indeed it was. I was almost immediately on board with the idea when I heard the name. However, as you can guess, we did not go with it. We were afraid of accidentally killing the victim by puncturing a major artery or vital organ. We had a few fixes, like making the spikes toward vital organs shorter and removing spikes close to major arteries, but still, it wasn't safe. People are just sized too differently. What if a short person went into one of those? What if we accidentally punctured his eyes, or his heart, or his brachial artery? No, it was too dangerous. We decided to disregard it and think of something else until we eventually thought of the cast. It took us around 2 months to reach the idea. So, don't worry that much. What you're going through is normal. Those who have already found ideas and are working on them, what they're doing is wrong. A lot of research has to be done. Every scenario has to be considered before going ahead with an idea. Something tells me that this is the reason you're worried in the first place. It's because some people are already working on the project. Am I right?
Indeed you are. That's precisely the reason.
I guess that. I'm serious. Don't worry yourself that much. You still have 7 months. I'm sure you can do it. Your first obstacle is finding an idea, one that is as perfect as can be, one that passes all the trials and scenarios you can think of. The scenarios can be mixed, but there's a limit to that. A limit before you have to step back and disregard the idea. Before that, you have to get an idea, though. How did I come up with the cast? It's quite simple, really. My hobby is sculpting, making statues. I'm a Tusad, after all. What I did was try and turn that hobby into a deadly torturing device, and I succeeded. The idea felt really relatable, like it was made for me. You need to reach that feeling. That way you know what you're doing is close to the perfect idea. Everyone, can you tell me what your hobbies are? Painting and listening to music.
Reading and playing video games.
Drawing and taking walks.
Basketball and baking.
I'm still a better baker, though.
Sure.
Those are all nice hobbies. Each one of you should try and think of an idea that is as related to their hobbies as possible, and you might be able to find the perfect idea.
I see. But I can't exactly turn drawing into a torturing method.
Who says you can't? What if you, for example, create a device that rips off someone's hand and moves his bloodied arm around as a crude pen to draw? Be creative. That's all you need to do. Be creative.
Do you understand? Look, we've talked about this in so many buddy times. Following your passion, dedicating time to it, following your pursuit of creativity, and expressing yourself, finding an outlet for it, in my opinion, is one of the most important things you can do in life. But for a torturing purpose, developing crazy torture racks and devices of some kind? What? I get the message you're going for, but good gravy. The Swiss cheeseinator? Or whatever?
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, we do. Thank you so much for your help.
My pleasure, dear. Just let me know when you pass so we can celebrate.
We'll make sure to do that. She's nice.
I was about to say that. She's so sweet.
Like an actual grandma. Well, a normal grandma doesn't invent horrifying ways of inflicting pain upon others.
True that. I really like her idea of turning our hobbies into potential projects, but it doesn't sound that plausible. Should we make a huge dough mixer that can be used to mix a person with the dough?
No thanks, that would taste awful. I have no issues with torturing people, but I'm not a cannibal.
Gotta draw the line somewhere. And I'm not saying that's a wrong line to... Okay, you know what? Let's just keep playing the game.
You won't know unless you try.
Don't actual cannibals say humans taste like chicken? They shouldn't taste too bad then, especially when in some sort of pastry.
No, absolutely not.
Suit yourself. What about you, Harry? Harry?
Huh? What is it?
One of your hobbies is playing video games. What if we forced a victim to play the Atari ET game?
One of the worst games ever made, by the way, for those that aren't old like me. Oh god, no. There's too horrific, and then there's this. Exactly. Instant 10 out of 10. Certainly, certainly. We should really consider her advice, though. It's really good. And really close to what Szymanski and Marcus said to us.
Oh, hey, that's right. It's almost the same piece of advice.
Szymanski came up with the music machine while making the game, and Marcus came up with the twister while giving someone a Chinese burn. Oh, Dale switched over. Looks like this advice does indeed work. Told ya. I'm telling you, it's a really good idea. Is this someone's room? And we should really go along with it.
Later, Harry, I need to focus. Now is not the time for painting. All right, fine, just give me a minute.
If you say so. What are you painting? Sophie's drawers, it would be rude to sift through them. Hold on, I'm gonna look at some of this stuff. A painting of an eye looking down at a hand that's pointing toward it. An Illuminati? Sophie's bed, it's always tidy, almost. A painting of, a flower? Sophie's attempt of replicating the Mona Lisa, it's pretty good, actually. An empty canvas. I wonder what she's gonna paint next.
All right, fine, but I won't leave my painting for you, though.
Fair enough.
What do you want to talk about?
Cats. The project, Sophie, the project. We need ideas. We haven't thought of any because we were looking for people to meet for advice and guidance. Now that that's done, we need to find ideas. And turning our hobbies into ideas sounds like an excellent idea.
Uh-huh. How about you start? Reading and playing video games, you said. Let's start with reading.
Reading, huh? I don't know, a device that gives the victim paper cuts everywhere until they bleed out?
Ow, I can imagine that. That's awful, but a bit too complicated. You want a robotic arm that does that? Where should it go? Anywhere with no cuts? That sounds complicated. Also, what if the paper gets torn? Would we need a mechanism that replaces the paper as well? And finally, there's no art in that. What if we draw something on the paper? A knife or something? There you go, art!
And no. Fair enough. How about if we force the victim to read something boring? Like Stephen King's Bag of Bones?
You're stepping into forbidden territory there, Harry, for many people.
Oh, please, I had way too much filler. Just get on with the story already. I got bored after passing 240 pages out of, 600? I stopped reading and now I use it as a stand for my laptop.
You're going to upset some people if you say that in public.
Why would I do that? Anyway, it's your turn. Let's start with listening to music.
How about a giant speaker?
That's not even a project. You can easily buy one of those.
I know, but there will also be a platform with straps for the victim.
Nah, still too easy. Maybe.
What about a speaker that gets embedded into a person's head? This allows the torturer to forcibly play whatever they want from the inside of the victim's head. Worst headache ever.
Imagine Rick rolling someone like that. Oh, man. That is a, real dated one. Whew.
Oh god, no, that's too cruel.
Still too easy, though. Just a small speaker after all.
Good point. Your turn. Video games.
Alright then. Ever heard of that obnoxiously difficult NES game where you play as the Silver Surfer?
I think I recognize it. Yeah, what about it?
What if we put the victim inside an electric chair and force them to play this game? Every time they lose, they get shocked. Or a chair with spikes, a chair with some sort of lawnmower at the victim's feet. The options really are endless.
That's really evil, but I don't think the judges would really be on board with the idea of torturing someone using a video game. What do they even know about video games? No, sorry, I like the idea, but it's not safe to go along with it.
That's reasonable. Your turn?
Painting, huh? I don't know. Miss Elizabeth's idea of forcing someone to paint using the torn stump of their hand?
It's not a bad idea, but the victim may die from blood loss. We need to think outside the box. Let's try to incorporate your paintings, for example.
I'm interested. How so?
The portrait with the eye, a device that pokes someone's eye? Maybe it keeps getting on closer to the eye before stepping back, with the victim almost dying from the uncertainty of whether the next poke is going to reach them or not.
Nah, not gnarly enough, but go on.
The one with the flower. I don't know, put flowers in a person's ear and let the coming bees sting them? Let's skip over that for now. What about the Mona Lisa? The painting itself is harmless, so let's think more out of the box. Who drew the Mona Lisa? Leonardo da Vinci. What other famous works of art does he have? Some more portraits like the Mona Lisa, along with lots of different mechanical and anatomical sketches. He was pretty good with those, actually. Look him up. The fetus in the womb, the ornithopter, which is that flying machine of his, the Vitruvian Man, etc. The Vitruvian Man? What's that? Well, the name is a bit strange, but I'm sure you know the drawing. It's that of the long-haired man with his arm drawn 4 times, twice perpendicularly on his shoulder and twice a bit angled upward. The legs are also drawn 4 times, twice straight down and twice at an angle. Oh, that? I recognize it. It's pretty cool. And, that's it? Yes! Yes! That's it! Dude, are you okay? I am. I need to go. Thank you, Sophie. I love you. We seem to have, had an epiphany here. Okay, then. I wonder what Sophie was painting. That is Metal Gear Solid 4, Silent Hill 4, and Silent Hill 1 posters. Extremely cultured. Is that Metal Gear Solid 4? I think it is. So, the idea is clear now? It looks like he's drawn the Vitruvian Man on a piece of paper. I now know why you burst out of my room. This is genius. I think so too. Not only is this extremely brutal, but it's almost completely foolproof. It handles blood loss, it handles optional lethality, it handles everything. Where were you all this time? Someone had to find successful graduates to meet, you know. Thank you guys. So we are indeed going with this idea. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Totally. All right then. Let's get to work. So yeah, it's a device that is built to, I guess, hang people up like the Vitruvian Man, but I don't know, is there more to it? This is it. We're gonna find out. I think this is the big testing day. It's so, like, macabre to say this, but it's a pretty slow-paced game so far. It's very much like, it's, you know, it's disturbing. It's these characters discussing very explicit and intricate ways of torturing people for their project. You know, we even saw that really disturbing example, but it's all culminated in this. And I'm, like, excited in a macabre way to see the end, to see the testing day. Here's Mr. Charles. You have researched, you have planned, you have worked, and you have built. You have built your first real torture device. Let's all hope it's not the last. Only one group of you gets to pass. You certainly want to be a part of that group, each one of you. However, that is not up to me to decide. It is up to them. Your judges, which are some robed figures. The head of the engineering subdivision, Jack Kramer. The guy from... Oh, not the guy from Saw, the guy from Saw's descendant. Jack Kramer, descendant of the great John Kramer, also known as the Jigsaw Killer. Okay. The head of the medicine subdivision, Dr. Henry West, descendant of the great Herbert West, also known as the Reanimator. I'm not sure who that is. Someone in the comments, help me out there. And who is this? The head of the art subdivision, Philippe... Oh! Descendant of the great Francisco Goya. Oh, okay. Who, I think he created, Saturn eating the head of his son or something like that. Some disturbing paintings. I'm not 100% sure if I'm getting that right, but yeah, Saturn devouring his son, yes. Known for being the masterful hand behind the horrifying black paintings like Saturn devouring his son and Witch's Sabbath. Quite the panel of judges. The painter of the dark side. Well, that's an interesting bunch. Indeed, Mr. Kramer, looks like this will be amusing. I sense some potential in them. I can see a decent amount of bright-looking students. I'm optimistic. Looks like this might be amusing after all. Time to find out how interesting they are then. Shall we? Oh, we shall. So first on our list, the reversal.
That'd be us, sir.
Hello there, what's your name?
Andrew, sir.
All right, Andrew, lead the way, please.
Of course, sir. I really hope I'm getting all these voices right and I can, keep up with making it accurate. Okay, we're gonna really see everyone getting tortured here. Good God.
Please go ahead and explain your project.
Yes, sir, of course. The idea of our project is to completely reverse a person while keeping them alive, so that their body acts normally but their back is turned to us. Well, as normally as their pain-ridden body would be allowed.
Go on.
The device is worn like an exoskeleton with the 4 compartments representing the limbs being fastened to the victim's limbs. Those compartments consist of a lot of hinge joints where each one is placed on a joint on the attached limb. Wait, are they saying like the normal posture of a human but reversed? Oh my God. The finger joints, the knees, the elbows. So your fingers are being bent backwards, your elbows are bent backwards, your legs are bent backwards. At the press of the button, the hinge joints snap back, breaking the joints they are connected to. After that, they are locked in a way that allows the normal 180 movement, but on opposite sides. The victim can no longer move their limbs normally, they can only move them in the opposite direction, thus turning them into a reversed human. This one's pretty good. That's everything. Interesting idea. Completely reversing a person. I like it. But I'm afraid the victim is not reversed enough. What do you mean, sir?
Why didn't you turn the hands and the feet? Turning these wouldn't kill the victim, especially if done carefully.
I'm afraid we didn't think of that, Dr. West. Sir?
Why didn't you? Just turning the joints is good, of course, but you left a lot of potential areas that could be used in a much better way. A simple mechanism can be used to turn the wrists and the ankles, reversing those as well, giving you a truly reversed human.
You're right, sir.
I know.
The idea is still good, though. It could have been executed better, that's all.
We understand, sir. Thank you. So, Dr. West, what's next on our list?
That would be the Grinder. A bit of a strange name, I'm curious.
Me too. Off we go, then. That's still pretty warped. Oh! It's just a mannequin, right? Right?
It's not. Please state your name.
Sarah, Mr. Kramer.
All right, Sarah, please go ahead and explain your project.
Yes, of course. The idea of our project to torment the victim using a hydraulic press.
It's so funny. Just imagining, like, a schoolgirl saying,
"For my project, we're torturing the victim in this way."
It's like, what is going on?
Instead of just putting them below 1, we had a better idea. We used 4 hydraulic presses instead of 1. The victim is tied to the chair with their arms and legs being straightened.
Oh, wait. The limbs aren't being ground up, they're being crushed individually?
A miniature hydraulic press is attached to the edges of each limb. One by one, limb by limb, the hydraulic presses move toward the victim, slowly crushing everything in their paths, until eventually, in the end, all of the victim's limbs are completely crushed, with the victim slowly bleeding to death. That'll be all.
That sounds extremely painful. Potentially lots of gore would result out of this as well. I really like it.
I like it too. It's mechanically efficient, not too complicated, and yet lots of work has been put into it, which is something I respect.
The art guy is not going to like it, though. I guarantee you.
However, where's the art?
I was about to ask the same question. Can you tell us more about the art aspect, the idea?
Oh, yeah, certainly. Everyone fears being at the mercy of a hydraulic press, but now there are 4 of those. The victim's fear would be a lot more, breaking them psychologically before the device breaks them literally.
I'm not buying it. It's good, but not good enough, I'm afraid. More work should have been done toward that area. Your device is an excellent pain bringer, but it's not as good when it comes to showing art. Don't worry, though, all will be well. Yes, Mr. Goya, I understand. Well, I mean, is it? If you don't pass, don't you die in a horrific way? Well, something horrifying happens. I don't know what that's going to be. We'll see.
Good. What's next, Dr. West?
That'll be the puppeteer.
The puppeteer, you say? What a unique name. I'm optimistic about this one. Shall we then? The puppeteer. Oh my god. Well, that's huge. Your name, please.
William, sir.
All right then, William, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Our idea is to turn a person into a living, breathing, and aware puppet, in the most literal sense. The elbows and knees are broken in order to make the person able to move like a puppet.
And how is that done, William?
Manually, sir. Building something for that would be another project by itself, which would introduce a disorienting phase between the two projects. So we decided to make the breaking of the joints a manual process in order to keep things smooth and linear.
That depends on how complicated your project is, but go on.
Yes, Mr. Kramer. After the joints are broken, metal hooks are forcibly attached to the hands and the feet. The hooks are connected to those metal ropes, which are, in turn, connected to that puppet controller on the top. The robotic arm we've made strong enough to lift a person. It holds the puppet controller and moves it around in order to make the victim move just like a puppet.
I think this is also going to be good for the art aspect, too.
And that is how you turn a person into a puppet, literally.
This is an excellent idea. Turning a person into a puppet, one that can be controlled at will, wonderful.
It is a great idea indeed, but in terms of pain, it's kind of lacking. I mean, sure, the hooks are going to be painful as hell, so is pulling at them, so is breaking the joints, but, that's it.
Why not use another puppet controller, for example?
Exactly, that way you would have a lot more flexibility. You would be able to do things like, for example, breaking the jaw and moving it freely using the other puppet controller, or having hooks embedded into the knees and elbows providing better control. Why didn't you think of that?
It is a prototype after all, Dr. West. It can always be upgraded.
William.
Yes, Mr. Kramer.
Did you, or did you not, plan to do that in the next model?
No, sir. We didn't.
Then why did you mention it was just a prototype?
Because, we certainly can do that upgrade.
It's a bit too late for that. You better hope the next group overlooked a more pressing issue. And don't you ever try to act smart like that with us again. Understood?
Of course, sir. My apologies.
What's next, Dr. West? What's the last project?
That would be the Vitruvian.
The Vitruvian? What do you mean? I know that name. It's a famous drawing by Leonardo da Vinci. A drawing? And there's a project with the same name? How interesting. Let's go check it out. Here it is, the moment of truth.
Good luck, Harry.
You got this.
Make us proud, Harry. Make us proud. Oh my god. I understand it. There are buzzsaws that have sliced the limbs right down the middle, up to the shoulder joints and the hip joints, to make the victim appear like a living Vitruvian man. I wasn't thinking they were going to do that. I was like, are they adding limbs? Are they moving the limbs around, back and forth? This is crazy.
What is your name?
Harry, sir.
All right then, Harry, please go ahead and explain your project.
Right away, sir. The idea of our project, the Vitruvian, is to turn a person into a grotesque copy of Leonardo da Vinci's famous drawing, the Vitruvian Man. The victim is placed on a platform that is shaped like a person instead of a regular rectangular platform. The platform has 4 extended parts which are used to hold the limbs, straps included. Then, limb by limb, a moving saw starts cutting from the middle of the corresponding limb, starting its trip from the end of the limb, cutting everything in its path except for the straps, which automatically detach when a saw is closing in on them. Automatically, of course. The saw keeps going until it stops at the base of the limb. Shoulders for the arms, for the arm saws, pelvis for the leg saws. The saws are automatically heated strongly by the machine in order to provide the cauterization necessary to prevent the victim from bleeding out, and to torment them even more, of course.
Good thinking. Go on.
Of course, sir. After the four limbs have been precisely cut from the middle, smaller metallic straps claw into the half limbs, holding them in place. Automatically, of course, really emphasizing that after the last project. And finally, the limbs platforms separate from the middle, placing the halved limbs in positions equivalent to those of the limbs in Da Vinci's The Vitruvian Man. This is so hard to read, this section. I'm struggling, guys. I apologize. Thus creating your very own Vitruvian Man. This won't kill the victim too, so you can keep your piece of grotesque art for as long as you want. If you want to kill him, it's easy. Just press the red kill switch and a hidden saw below the neck will handle everything. And there you have it, an optional lethal machine that turns the unfortunate victim into a grotesque rendition of Da Vinci's famous drawing, The Vitruvian Man. That'll be all. This is a genius idea, turning a human into such an important piece of art. It's magnificent. I agree, this is a really smart idea, and it was implemented correctly. I am particularly impressed by how you thought of little details like the straps. Having to replace those would be annoying, but having them retract when a saw approaches, that's an excellent idea. But why did you choose saws? Why didn't you make the machine forcibly clamp the limbs and rip them apart? We thought of that, but decided not to go with it because that way there would be no solution for the blood loss problem. Great thinking. That was the answer I was waiting for. Thank you, Mr. Kramer. As grotesque as tearing the limb apart would look, they would indeed ruin the idea of the Vitruvian. You want to end up with a clean-looking rendition of the Vitruvian, after all. Tormenting the victim is the priority, so making the saw strongly heated ensures that, and it also prevents blood loss. And giving us the option to finish off the victim. That's a great option, one that I would have scolded you for not including if it wasn't present. Marvelous, just marvelous! Thank you so much, Dr. West, we really appreciate it. Anyone gonna ask the tortured people how they're doing? I love how they're just talking to each other, completely ignoring the fact that there is an alive human behind them on death's door. Whew, this is one of the strangest games, and I would say most disturbing we've ever played, in my opinion. That'll be all, students. Please stand by while we reach our decision. Research. So I think we pretty clearly won. The results are out. How do we rate the projects, you ask? Well, why don't you tell them, Mr. Kramer? The project results are divided into two, art and pain. 5 points for each, 10 points in total. The project with the longest number of points, or largest, passes. So, to start off, the reversal. 4 points for art and 3 for pain. 7 points in total. You missed the hands and feet, which was a major mistake. I'm afraid the victim wouldn't be reversed enough. And while painful, it wasn't painful enough. The wrists and the ankles are in no danger after all. The next project, the grinder. 5 points for pain. And 1 point for art. Wow. It's simply non-existent. Fear of hydraulics. Anything can be feared if it's used in a malicious manner. No one is afraid of a hydraulic press just because it's a hydraulic press. I'm sorry, but there was no playing around it. I wanted to be nice and give it at least 2 points for art, but it's just not possible. This is the school of art and pain. Art and pain. You've almost completely disregarded the art portion. There wasn't much that could be done for it. Next result. The puppeteer. 4 points for art and 2 for pain. What? How? Silence. Are you insane? Who are you to question our judgment? Maybe you should have made a better machine, don't you think? Maybe, if using it didn't require so much manual work, it would have been regarded in a better light. Why didn't you automate the process of breaking the joints and applying the hooks? Why should the user do that? All you gave is an idea. There's almost no work done except for the robotic arm, which is as generic as robotic arms come. Don't you dare question us like that again. Understood? Yes, sir. Your implementation is too simple, leaving lots of potential areas that could have been used with another puppet controller. Why did you disregard the jaws? Why did you disregard the knees and the elbows? Why can't you control those? No, sorry, but no. The art points are actually generous if you think about it, but we decided to have some mercy. Mr. Goya, would you like to tell the results of the Vitruvian? I would love to. The Vitruvian. 5 points for art and 5 points for pain. Wow. Silence. The idea of the project is as artistic as a torture device can be. It's just excellent. It's perfect, even. It was implemented ingeniously. Every scenario, every case has been thought of. Blood loss problem? Checked. I'm impressed, and that's something that rarely ever happens. To create a device that can provide such an insane amount of pain to a person without killing them. Few people have accomplished something like this. This is an immaculate machine, a powerful representation of art and pain, one that has successfully balanced between the two while maximizing both aspects at the same time. If the score was out of 6 or even 10, it would have still received it. The winning project is the Vitruvian. Harry and his group, please come forward. You've done it. You've created the perfect torture machine. You've won. And for the rest, you've failed. You haven't passed the project, so you won't pass the school. And well, I'm afraid we can't just expel you. This is a secret school after all, and it has been secret for thousands of years. And we intend to keep it that way. And what better way to wait a minute. And what better way to test the Vitruvian than now? Guards. You know what to do. The screams lasted for hours upon hours. Oh my god. How many of you in the chat guessed this? I genuinely want to know. How many of y'all predicted that all of the losers would be put into the winning torture machine? The guards were professionals. They quickly took hold of all of the failed students, and then one by one, the 16 students were killed on the Vitruvian. The kill switch was useful after all. It was horrific. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but it's just too important to hide. I don't know if by the time your graduation project comes, I would still be the head of the art subdivision, and even if I am, I wouldn't be able to protect you. Your survival would depend entirely on you. So, are you sure you're up for it, James? Are you sure you want to join this school? Are you sure you have what it takes to pass this deadly task? James. Yes. Father. What? Nepotism. He's gonna get an unfair advantage. Wow. Okay. Friends, this easily, I know I say this a lot, but it's one of the most disturbing games we've played on the channel. And I think the reason for it is, I go out and I seek specifically very disturbing games. So, yeah, this was just a really cool, slow burn, terrifying game. Ouch. What do you mean password? Password for what? Okay, friends, I figured out what the password is for. There's a bonus folder in the game files, and if we use the passcode ouch on each of these files here, we can check out the concept art for the torture devices used in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of these, and then we're going to go through them. So some of these concept drawings were used in the final game, like this one, but this is new. This was like the molten suit. One-sided movement like the heart's valves, molten lead, joints that can lock in place for easy posing. This was the grinder, I believe. Puppeteer. And again, it's interesting to think about this one in hindsight. That group was so cocky about this, but it requires so much manual setup. It's like, y'all really thought you were going to win with this? Oh, this one freaked me out. Like the idea of watching someone basically walking in reverse, you see the back of their head. That is disgusting. We saw this one, the Sushinator. This was the Twister, which we saw in action. And then by far the most interesting to me is the Vitruvian. I can see, like, obviously it's mimicking an art piece, so, you get the 5 stars there for the piece of art, but man, this one is super dark, as are all of them. I honestly should not be surprised that the school made to develop torture devices and secretly teach students for a decade to do this ends up wiping out everyone that doesn't pass. I was thinking they were going to maybe like do a twist at the end where it's like, oh, something horrific is actually funny and it's not super scary or disturbing or anything. I was wrong. Everybody dies, and it's interesting that they set up a sequel. Wasn't expecting that, but I love playing strange and obscure, disturbing RPG Maker horror games. I hope all of you guys like experiencing that with me as well. And again, thank you so much for being here. I love you guys very much. Please be safe, and I'll see you in the next one.